Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Modern Day Mystic Show. Our mission here is to help you turn whatever you desire into real-life manifestations by sharing our revolutionary technology to make that happen for you. We bring you such cutting-edge information through our resident wizard, Peter Schenk, and also through such magical guests each week that are really making a difference to improve our lives on a variety of levels. I am your co-host, Donna, along with the founder of this program, Peter Schenk. Peter, how are you? Gotta unmute yourself.
Hi, Donna. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Peter.
Boy, I'm glad you didn't hear what I just said. I'm doing
Gotta love the
great.
mute button.
And we have an amazing lineup of products on the horizon. And tomorrow I'm going to go into depth on those in the MDM minute. But for now, I'd like everyone to get a glass of water quickly because we're going to do a production run of the new software, the Source 5, which is going to debut on November 1st at 12:01 a.m. So with that said, everyone please get a glass of water. So Source 5, as you know, is 5th generation manifestation technology. This program has gone through many iterations and has evolved itself to just an amazing tool at manifesting things in your life. If you're a user of Source 4, you know the power of what this program can do. And to give you an idea, about 3 weeks ago, I did the first large-scale public beta. I ad hocly just sent out an email and told people they have 24 hours to download it or 500 downloads. Within the first 2 hours, we had close to 400 downloads, and 20 hours later, I shut it down with just over 700 downloads. And there's been a lot of amazing testimonials that have come in. And we're going to be handling this launch slightly different. It's going to be what we call a soft launch. Normally, we do a show around it, but because we're just so busy with everything, I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to do that. Maybe we will. But if you look at the show email that went out tonight, there is a link to register for the Source 5. Okay? If you are an owner of the Source 4, and you want to upgrade to 5, you're entitled to a 50% discount of retail. If you are a new user and are looking to purchase this, get yourself on that email. Just click on the link. It'll bring you to a page that has a countdown on the Modern Day Mystic website. And there is a place to enter in an email. There'll be an email that will go out on November 1st at 12:01 a.m. and for 12 hours you will be able to receive an extremely steep discount on this product. And once it's gone, the deals are all off. So with that said, we're going to load an array. Number 7 is by far pretty cool, but we're not going to use that one because I want to use number 9. 9 is very cool too. Again, if you're new to the Source line, this is manifestation software. It has been simplified from the conventional norm, and there's a lot of videos out there, so I'm not going to go into it, but just everyone get a glass of water. If you have a manifestation in your head, get ready to consciously direct it into water. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, entering the Source 5. We are water prepping 3.1 seconds. We are user prepping 3.1 seconds. We are now pre-nucleating the water 3.1 seconds. We're setting the light paths. And now we're nucleating that water with your manifestation. Now again, folks, the Source 5 is just absolutely off the chart. I'll be doing some videos I'll be releasing this week on how it works and all of the details around that. So again, that is all about the Source 5. Hang on one second. There we go. And I have confirmation that we will have in the house in the November timeframe the big sister of the very successful HFA, harmonic field amplifier, a new way to travel. This is the prototype of the HFA for our home and office. And again, I've done a few videos with this already. This gives off just an amazing energy. It clears everything in your surroundings, and it also clears the things that you have in your space that you think are clearing. So again, folks, this is the HFA Plus for home and office. This will be coming in the November timeframe, so we're excited. Beyond that, we also have the HFA Mini, which is now being manufactured. I'll have samples of that and a production run before the holidays. Donna, tell us about our guest, please.
Happily. All righty. So tonight, folks, we've got Reverend Christopher Macklin on with us tonight. Christopher is a Melchizedek being, a powerful channeling medium and healer from England who utilizes divine healing techniques cultivated through divine knowledge from God and spirit world to help people recover from all type of illness. Christopher is able to heal many people simultaneously with the help of God's angelic light beings who work with Christopher to rebalance the body's energy field by clearing chakra points and cleansing the body's meridian field by removing blockages and negative energies. Christopher has a couple of books out, Dissolving the Enigma of Divine Healing and Divine Transcendence. They're also available on Amazon.com.
Christopher, how are you, sir?
I'm okay, bless you. Thanks for having me on. It's absolutely wonderful to be here.
So I just want to warn the listening crowd tonight that you got really cool energy. You have my approval.
Well, the energy is that high. If you look down here, I've got a huge fan, and I have this on all day because I'd cook if not. I get so hot. It's unbelievable by doing this work. It's amazing. But thank you for having me on, Peter and Donna. Bless your heart.
Yeah. Christopher, please tell us who you are and how you made your way. I find this interesting, folks. Christopher is a person from England living in Missouri. And if you listen to him as he speaks tonight, sometimes he lets the English accent go and the Missouri just kind of bubbles up. It's really cool.
It's true, actually. Well, the thing I haven't lost, I've tried to be very American, but I haven't lost the afternoon tea yet.
So tell us, Christopher, who you are and what you're up to.
Well, I realized when I was born I had gifts. I'll just go through a very quick scenario of my life. And I could see things that other people didn't see. So you can imagine that when I was in bed, at night, when I was about 4, I used to see these like reptilian things on the end of the bed. Oh my God, what's that? And my dad goes, oh, don't worry, darling, it's just a dream. But it's sitting on the edge of my bed, And I realized that if I carried on like I was, I'm probably going to disappear in some, mental institute or something. So I managed to remove them, commanding them to leave and things like this. And I saw things in the sky like craft and things. And I said, Dad, there's some flying saucer thing. Oh, don't worry, darling, it's just the imagination. And again, I realized it's part of the gift. So, and then, I grew up, I got a degree in electronics, master's in control and software. I did a lot of work in that sort of field. Still did healing work, very good with people. I was right at the top of people like Philips and Marconi and different electronics companies. But I used to look at these companies thinking, oh my God, is this it? And because, as they go higher and higher, they get promoted to a level of incompetence. So I decided that, this wasn't for me. So about 10 years ago, I was doing building projects and got out of that. I did building projects like flats and things. And suddenly I realized that they took it all away from me. The God realm took it all away from me. And suddenly I went bankrupt within 4 weeks. And, it was when the crash happened. And the bank phoned up and they said, look, there's about £15 million outstanding. We want it in 4 weeks. And I thought, I don't seem to have that sort of money. So then we go through a transition. Marriage collapsed, Bentley disappeared. And I was just all alone in Manchester. And I said to my guides, well, what's going on? They said, well, it's the right time. I said, what do you mean it's the right time? 21 years of work and I've got 2 bags, 2 like Walmart bags. And that's it. That's all I've got to show for it. But it was very sobering. But one thing I didn't have is any debt because it was all written off. And so that was very liberating. So anyway, I found a group that I went around with for a bit. They sponsored me to go around the world, did healings and teachings of knowledge that I just have, and things expanded, you know, especially in Belize. I went to Chantovich in Belize, and that was a real activation because they showed me, you know, what my past lives were, what you'd done, and I realized I was supposed to be doing this work now. So everything's about timing. Anyway, I started the work, and I realized what partner I had in the past, and I was looking for her, and she appeared in Branson, Missouri, of all places. Branson, Missouri. so anyway, we moved to Missouri, and I came here about 6 years ago with 2 boxes of CDs and a few things from the kids, and that was it, you know. And now, you know, we've got a very successful ministry. You know, this year we'll do 10,500 healing sessions, you know, and that's pretty profound from nothing in 5 years, you know.
So our listening audience loves activations, and you promised to deliver a bombshell to them tonight. So you're the man.
Oh, go on then. Okay, so right, what I want you to do is sit back. Let's all relax. It's better to close your eyes, get in a relaxed position. I'm just going to ground you. If you don't like the word God, you can use Elohim, Yahweh, all it is, universe. It's okay, you know. I just use God because it's just a quick, you know, it's just a generic term for all it is, or who, the creator. So let's get ourselves grounded. So I want you to say, I am of God. I ground myself to the earth, and I accept this healing for my highest good. So I'll do a few things. I'm going to remove any entity blockages. I'm going to comb the meridians. I'm going to do some work in the heart chakra and the liver and kidneys, because that's normally where emotion goes down from the heart chakra and liver and kidneys. So, okay, but first of all, we're going to create portals from the ultimate dimension. So, ultimate dimension, 8 portals around each person on this call. Close it off underneath them. Dear God, I command to create 12 esoteric Merkaba fields around each person on this call with their sacred point in the center of the Merkaba fields, bonding the portals to the Merkaba fields, program it with the blueprint of that person's DNA and the keys of Enoch, so as not to allow anything except for the highest good to enter. Right, so any blockages now, I want you to relax. The Melchizedek Being is going to come in and remove and escort any entities and blockages out of your body. So what you're going to feel is a lightness, maybe in your abdomen, maybe in your left or right breast, could be in your shoulder, could be in your hip. So let's just do that first. So you should be feeling a lightness and a shift come over your body. Right, what we're doing now is we're going to suck out all the residual vibration in your abdomen that any entity has left behind. So we're going to put an esoteric pipe through your tummy button, bag around your abdomen. The Melchizedek beings are going to replicate this. So each time we suck, your abdomen will get lighter. Okay, we'll do it 3 times. Okay, 3rd time. So your abdomen should be getting lighter. Right, so I'm going to send energy in the abdomen just to get some energy back in there. So for anybody who hasn't got Lyme disease, HIV, Agent Orange, or Morgellons, you're going to feel a warm, tingly feeling. If you have any of those, and I call it Nanotech spirochetes, you're going to feel tacking energy. It's going to feel like electrostatic. So let's just put some energy back in there. So you should feel a shift in the abdomen. If you've had problems with your digestive because it's been paralyzed, they're probably going to start gurgling a little bit because they've been released. Right, what we're doing now is we're going to comb the meridians. So what they do is, again, the Melchizedek beings are replicating this. They're going to comb the meridian structure of your body. So they're taking the hands down your body. So we're going to go from your crown, down your face, the back of your head on the left. So you'll feel light hands or lighter where we've been. Down your neck, cross your left shoulder, and down your arm. On the right, we're doing the same. On the left, we're going down your neck, down your chest, down your abdomen, out through the hip. On the right, we're doing the same. On the left, we're going from your hip, down your thigh, over your knee, down your calf, and out to the foot. On the right, we're doing the same. So I'm going to cut this barrier of energy down. We normally do 23. I'm going to do just 12. What happens is they're going to comb a barrier of energy down your body. This will show how open your meridians are. If you feel it the 1st, 2nd, 3rd time, they're open. If you feel it the 5th, 8th, 10th time, then they're not so open. So you should feel a subtle wave. So head to toe, this is 15. Sorry, I was going to do 12, but we'll do 15. 14. 13. Melchizedek beings are doing this. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, last one. Right, we're going to accelerate the energy now. Don't forget, if you've got nanotech spirochetes, that's Agent Orange, Morgellons, Lyme disease, or HIV, we're going to actually send tachyon energy. That'll be very electrostatic-y. It's space-time continuum energy, so it kills off the spirochetes. For everybody else, you're going to start getting floaty, like lighter, floaty, warm, tingly. So we're going to do three things. We're going to work on your liver and kidneys. We're going to work on your heart chakra, which is where all the emotional problems and all the sickness comes from. And we're going to work on the GI, the intestinal. So everyone's liver and kidneys should start getting warm and tingly. People get exhausted because of the adrenal glands not functioning properly. If you've got a heavy head, that means your liver's low in functionality as well. So liver and kidneys should get warm and tingly. They're going into your kidneys now. So you should start feeling kind of tugging, pulling in about 20 seconds, or movement in the kidneys as they're combing out, they're clearing out the adrenal glands. Okay, the average liver functionality on this call is 47%. That's functionality. So I'm taking the average. If yours is lower, it means that as it shifts up, your head's going to start getting clearer and lighter, and you'll be able to focus better. If your liver goes below 20%, you start getting leukemia. I'm going to explain why later. So 47% has gone up to 53. So as the liver count goes up, your head's going to start clearing. 57, 63, 68, 74. Head should really start clearing now, getting lighter, because your liver's starting to process the toxins in your body. 79, 84, 89, 95. Okay, it got there 100. So everyone's head should start feeling clear if your liver functionality was pretty low. If it was really high, you won't feel much difference. Right, we're going to work on the heart chakra. So what we're going to do is we're going to break any soul ties that are not for your highest good. That's people that you've had sex with in the past, or you fell in love with. You leave a fractal of your soul. So what we're going to do is break all those ties, bring all the fractals back, get them back in your body, and make yourself whole again. So dear God, I grab all the soul ties between each person on this call and anybody who isn't for their highest good. We're going to break them now. I command you, bring the fractals of their soul back, cleanse them, put them back in their body now. So we thank you, God, send your unconditional love, and so be it. So you should feel a shift in your chest, maybe a bit of emotion. So I'm going to do 3 releases of the heart chakra. So what we're going to do is accelerate the heart chakra, which is the breastbone area. It'll get warm and tingly. Melchizedek beings are going in now. So because you build emotion up like an onion, what they do is tear one layer back, it gets tight, and then as they release it, it lets go. When it lets go, breathe it out. So, okay, your chest should get tight. You may feel it in your solar plexus, may feel it in your throat, may feel it in your upper back. So somewhere along those lines, you should start feeling a tightness. Everyone's got emotion in this lifetime. It's a tough old place to be. So now it should be releasing, should be letting go. That's one layer. Okay, tight again. Right, they're peeling the next layer back, so it's getting tighter. Don't forget, it might be in your upper back, solar plexus, sometimes even lower than that in your sacral point. Okay, it should be releasing. Okay, tight again. Should be getting tighter. Right, okay, it should then be releasing. Now, this is not a whole healing session, we're just doing some clearing. So let's just work on the GI. So what we're going to do is fire energy down the GI. If you've got nanotech and spirochetes, you're going to feel the same energy. So the stomach, upper lower intestine, right down to the rectum, should start getting warm and tingly. It might start gurgling. Now we're sending the Melchizedek beings in now. And so what they're going to do is clear out the colon. If you've got any problems like if you've got diverticulitis, or you've got leaky gut, or if you've got hiatal hernia, you're going to feel them go into those areas and start working on them. So they're in there now. But one of the big things that everyone feels is a pressure in the colon. It feels like want to go to the toilet slightly. So you should feel movement, you should feel pressure wherever you've got a problem. The pressure will go off in about a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish the session. I'm just going to put a bubble of unconditional love around you to protect you from entities. So, dear God, for each person on this call, I command that we place a bubble of fifth dimensional unconditional love around them to protect them from any negative entities, fractals thereof, manipulations and transmissional frequencies that are not for that person's highest good through all space-time continuum in every dimension. And we thank you, God, said your unconditional love, and so be it. So there we go. Did everyone feel that?
That was very cool. I'm still processing a lot of it, but I'm curious. You use your hands a lot. Are you projecting with your hands and receiving when you do that?
Yeah, projecting and receiving, but also, you know, some things I'm saying. I mean, a prayer is like a map of intent. You know, it's just a thing for creating that intent, but it's about the power behind it. You know, if your vibration is really high and you absolutely have no doubt, then the Melchizedek beings will get on with the things and do the things that you ask. You know, so.
Well, what was interesting is we've had Ed Edwards on the show once or twice, and he's an amazing, gifted, really unique person that can bend energy. And I watch it around his body, and it creates almost like AC waves.
Yeah.
The same thing was happening with you. And that's kind of neat, because with typical healers, when they're working, the energy really comes from two places. It'll come down through their crown into their body and then go wherever directed, or it just emulates in their, their heart opening and goes out. You're one of two people I've ever observed with that kind of bends that AC field around them. That's very cool.
Oh, bless you. Did you feel it?
I did. I did, but I don't ever allow a guest to influence me on any level, especially when we're live and doing a show. Yeah, Donna, on the other hand, sometimes gets very lethargic, and I had a reminder a few seconds ago. Come on, snap out of it. I need you, man. I need you.
Present. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, it's funny. We do a group healing, and we did it last Saturday, and my wife is at home, monitoring the meeting burner thing, and I was here doing it, and she kind of sent me a message on Skype saying, "I'm falling asleep, I'm struggling." So bless her. It's amazing.
So, how did you accumulate this very unique skill set?
When I went bankrupt, I meditated. I had this really crabby old girlfriend, it was really interesting, but she taught me a lot. She was just so crabby, it was unbelievable. But it was interesting because of her, there's no time for self-pity and whatever, and it taught me that she's right in a way. You can't have self-pity or, woe is me. You've got to get this inner strength and get out there. And what I did is meditated. I saw some really, when I went to Belize, when I came back, and I meditated, what I've learned is that the God realm and your guides, whatever you want to call them, the people you work with, which mine is Melchizedek beings from the ultimate dimension, they don't show up. They want to see you show up yourself. So you meditate, nothing happens. You meditate the next day, nothing happens. You do it for 3 weeks, nothing's happening, is it? And it's easy to bail out. Oh, forget you guys. I'm not interested. But they want to see how much you want to show up. So I carried on, and suddenly one day things really opened up. Oh my God, some really cool things happened. And then they showed me different things. Like, for example, look at leukemia. Why do you get leukemia? Well, your platelets are dying off. Why are they dying off? They're not creating the right hemoglobin, the right levels of white blood cells. I had an epiphany one morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. It has to be on a Sunday, of course, on my day off. I came in the office at 2 o'clock. I phoned someone in the UK to double check. And what I found is that when the liver drops below 20% functionality, because you've got so much toxin in the body, it attacks the platelets and, of course, kills them off. Now, the doctors don't seem to know this. They only test for liver functionality. They don't test for all the toxins in your body. So, what do? We get the liver functioning properly. We work on the platelets, we store them, and suddenly the leukemia is gone. It's amazing.
So I need your opinion on something. You mentioned you have a technology background, and you've had this gift since birth. And what a lot of the people that we have on the MDM show come from these, intense technological backgrounds, and they create or they project energy either through products or services. Why do you think that is? Why do you think a lot of these people that are waking up are from these, really high stress technology jobs?
I think it gives you a good background, like, for example, testing technology in different areas. If you understand what's going on, and, if you understand magnetics, if you spin a magnet fast enough, it'll start shifting in space and time, and I think that there's a lot of technology. It's having a good understanding of that. And I think what happens is when people wake up, they start to realize, oh, wow, these things are available, and they start producing them. There's so many people producing different things that are really helping, all over the world. And I think, but it gives you a better understanding when you've actually worked with control engineering. I used to work on autopilots. I used to work on, set-top boxes for TVs, all sorts of different things. And, but it allowed me, it was cutting edge technology. And so it allowed me to really understand, magnetics and different things, and I think it's important, and you're right, most people have come from some sort of technological background.
Well, it's interesting, in my evolution of my path, I worked for 20 years for one of the largest investment banks in the world. I accrued a very sharp skill set in technology, and during my tenure there, I had my wake-up experience. I woke up and I was immediately drawn to software and needed to figure out how I could help a large amount of people through software, and eventually, turned into intention and water manifestation. And, I've been very aware of my path since I woke up. And, I get these downloads of information before I build a product. But with with that said, around this time last year, I was very impulsed to start designing the first physical product, which became the harmonic field amplifier, new way to travel. And that information came like a solid brick. And I've never experienced that before. That was one of the large, actually, that was the largest amount of information dump that I ever got. And, since my wake up experience, I've been able to assimilate large amounts of energy and data and then process that into, practical products and services that work. But the HFA dump, that literally put me out for a couple of days, and that took me, a full year to go from the idea to, getting a product to market. And that was a very, very challenging path. But, once you've accomplished that and you can see the results in something that you've created and how it's helping people, it just propels you forward to do more. So can you explain your experience when you're in front of a crowd, and what is the crowd doing? Obviously you can see energy. What are you watching? I know you have your eyes closed, but you can still see it.
Yeah, I do remote viewing, and what I tend to do is look around and see, what state. If you have like 200 or 300 people, in front of you, I can see, for example, entities, interdimensional entities, Anunnaki, draconians, all these things. I can see them, and they need removing. They've attached to people. So why do they attach to people? Well, their vibrations drop because, they've had a horrendous experience, like mom and dad have died, or someone's committed suicide, whatever it is. It feeds the heart chakra, the central meridian blocks, and then suddenly, these things attach. They sit in the abdomen, make it 10 times worse. And so, I'm looking for those sort of blockages, and we remove them straight away. It changes people's lives immediately. As soon as you get rid of blockages like that, it shifts the whole, paradigm.
That's so cool. So earlier in the show, you were telling us your story. You came to America with a couple suitcases. How did you get to where you are today from 2 suitcases 5 or 6 years ago?
Well, what we do is when we got here, I was in low-income housing because my wife, had just divorced as well, and she had the kids, and we were in low-income housing. The first year we lived on $18,000, and because I couldn't work, I didn't have a green card. I used to, leave America every 3 months and come back in And they said, well, why have you left for a day? I said, oh, I'm just, visiting someone. I've got to come back. And made an excuse. And then I applied for the green card. But what happened is that the first year, I just used to go to a few like little expos of, where it's $100 for a table. And suddenly I'd realized, for some reason I was getting slammed, people, there was a queue of people to see you. I thought, oh, wow, that's brilliant. So anyway, I did okay in there, and it's a bit of cash, and we kept going. So then I decided, okay, it's time to create a ministry. So I put in for the 501c3, the IRS take 8 months, and, we started that. Meanwhile, I was still working, and nothing much was happening. And I thought, what is going on, I said, okay, guys, what's going on? They said, why are you looking at creating a church? The healing is within. The church is within. Get out there. Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, okay, build it, they'll come. It didn't happen. So get out there. I said, okay. And so I started creating like a lecture, of how the healing works, and, a slideshow. And I remember the first projector we bought, it was $900. And it's nothing, but to me then it was like a fortune, $900. And I think, I said to my wife, well, blimey, can we afford this? She goes, you're just being like everyone else. I was like, oh yeah, okay. So I bought it. Do you know what? Within 2 days, that money was back in the account just like that. And so I think, once I started realizing that I'm not going to be doing it all here, and I do it in here, but it's on Skype. I phone all over the world. Every single healing session, I would say probably we get one visitation a week of someone who comes in the office and physically comes in here. Everything else is over Skype. We use Skype all over the world. And I realized that, anyway, I wasn't doing it on the phone that time. And there was this lady who came in. She was amazing, called Sandy Mayer, bless her. But, she was kind of a bit feisty. She said, Christopher! I said, what? She goes, you need to do healings on the phone. Okay. So I tried it. So we got the phone and phoned somebody up, and I had my wife speaking. I was doing the healing and telling her what I was doing. She was relaying it. I thought, this is kind of redundant. So I got a computer, got a headset. It was initially Bluetooth. And so I started doing them. The problem is the headset died after 2 weeks because I was on the phone like 15 hours a day. So in the end, I was introduced to Sennheiser, which is these headsets. They last 8 hours. They're amazing. So, but it evolved. Soon as I was, what you got to do is listen. Listen to what they're saying. People get this ego. Oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. Love and light. I'm of service. It doesn't work like that. You've got to get out there and really get amongst the people. I remember when I first came here, before I met Janelle, I was staying with this lady and her father. And she was a lot older. And anyway, I said, I'm just popping to the pub for a beer. She goes, you don't want to mix with those, do you? I said, what do you mean those? And she goes, well, those. I said, what do you mean those? Well, those people who drink. I said, but I like a beer. What's wrong with a beer? Oh, I said, okay, look at Buddha, Jesus, all these teachings. What would they do? They would go to the pub. She goes, yeah. I said, okay, I'm going to the pub. So I went down there. I was led to go there. And suddenly there was a guy with, riddled with cancer, and there was a lady who had been raped up the wazoo. And I did some healing on them. So you're always led to do things. You've got to just show up and do it. We do so much traveling. It's unbelievable, So we're in New York next weekend. So to expos, but you got to listen. You got to go on, the divine aligned path. I don't like saying the word God because people go upset. It's a universe, and Yahweh, Elohim. God's God. It's the big cheese in the sky. I always tell people the big cheese in the sky is that, and if you believe God is all part of you, then that's part of you. I always tell them my wife's like the second biggest cheese in the sky. So I've got two big cheeses to keep happy. She's listening to that. She says she's probably going to kill me when I get home.
So, Christopher, why a ministry?
I don't know why I called it a ministry, to be honest. Maybe it's the wrong word, because I'm an interfaith minister. I believe in one God, many paths. I love Jesus' teachings. I'm not a Christian because I'm not a sinner. I don't believe in sin and all this. I believe you're on a journey, and if you make mistakes, if God is unconditional love, you're forgiven before you even make the mistake anyway. So what's all this sinner nonsense about? I don't believe in all that stuff. I just believe in one thing, which is unconditional, loving people unconditionally, without condition. And people can't get that, I was talking to a lady once, and I said, do you love your husband unconditionally? Well, yeah, I do, but I said, look, there's no but. You either love him unconditionally or you don't. Because if you've got constraints, that's not unconditional love. So it's just amazing.
So Can I bother you to do another massive healing for the crowd tonight? They love this stuff.
Oh, they just said they want some more.
It just came to me. Yowie, God, Source, whatever you want to call it, just said, Peter, make it so. So I'm just asking you, kind of you know, we rock it.
Yeah, okay. I'll take it a bit further. I mean, we've got portals growing in the Merkabahs, which is what we need to get the Melchizedek beings from the ultimate dimension in your body. So they're still there, and they'll continue. So let's just take it a bit further.
Let's take it deeper and crank the power out this time.
Okay, let's do some more release into the heart chakra. Then
Turn it up. This crowd loves it.
Okay, so don't forget I'm remote viewing. So even though I've got my eyes closed, it works like you get like so many different pictures in your mind of different people, and it switches, and you know it's like having windows in your mind. You know, it's strange, and you can have up to 100 windows open at one time and flitting between the two. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some more heart chakra releasing. So let's just do 3 more, and then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to look at any tumors and different things. So, right, so let's crank up the heart chakra. So again, it's going to get tight. Melchizedek beings are in there now. So we're going to peel 3 more layers. So it'll get tight in either your breastbone, solar plexus, upper back. Okay, then it's going to release. So breathe it out when it releases. Get that energy out, you know, because it's stuck energy. Okay, we're going in again. So it's going to get tight again. So it should, don't forget the emotions, depending on the emotion, some will get tighter than others. You know, if it's a really deep emotion where someone hit you, and that's going to be really tight. If it's just a telling off, that's going to be fairly light. Okay, it should be releasing, so breathe it out again. Okay, 1 more of that, so it should get tight again. Okay, then it should release. Okay, I'm going to work on the spine next. So most people have lower back issues. Now, the reason why they get lower back issues is because entities attach. They hang on the shoulders, so your shoulders get really tight, or your neck. They tap in the lower back, send you negative thoughts. So by tapping the lower back, even though an esoteric field here, they do damage the L4, L5 disc. Now, if you've got scoliosis, or if you've got problems in the neck as well with discs because you had a car crash, they're going to work on them. So the whole spine, right from the skull, right down to the tailbone, should start getting warm, tingly. We have to get the vibration up, because then we get the Melchizedek beings. If your vibration's too low, it's like hitting a brick wall. They can't get in. Okay, they're going in now. So wherever you've got spinal issues, they're going to work on it. If it's the lower back, what they do is they replace discs. So how does that work? Well, they bring a disc from a different dimension. Here, it's an energy field. They put that disc over the current disc, that energy field. They switch dimensions in 48 hours. So they're going to go in now. You should feel tugging and pulling in your back. Same with vertebra. If you've got pinched nerves, they're going to work on the pinched nerve. It's like a hose pipe that's pinched. So they're going to actually straighten that out. It takes a few sessions to do that. So if they're working on your nerve, you're going to feel twinges in your feet. If they're working on nerves up here, where they go down your arm, you're going to feel twinges in your hands. Right, most people have some problems in the breast area. Now, obviously, ladies have breast, guys have also breast tissue. So we're going to look at that. Now, we've released all entities. If people get breast cancer, what happens is you tend to get an attachment sitting in the breast like a snake being wrapped around it. It blocks the meridian structure, then fungal infections mutate, turn into tumors. So what we're doing is left or right breast or both. If you've got a tumor or a cyst or even fibrous material, we're going to start tacking energy. Now, tacking energy, if you feel it on the left or right or both, you know that there's some issue there. So we're going to start cranking it up. It feels like it starts off subtle, feels like electrostatic. It's going to crank up and get a lot stronger. Now, if it's a tumor, what it'll do is either start burning or it'll start stinging a bit. So what the attacking energy is doing is it's changing the molecular structure of the tumor to benign for the body. So my experience is it's turned tumors into a mushy cyst. Now, what we're going to do now to get rid of that mushy cyst is the Melchizedek beings are going in, and they're going to break it down. So left or right breast or both, wherever you've got an issue, you're going to feel Melchizedek beings tugging and pulling, breaking this thing down, putting it back to the lymphatic system. Right, so that's brilliant. If you've got any, I'm going to work on the pancreas, and then what we're going to do is a past life clearing, if that's okay, because that's really important also. So if you've got blood sugar issues, we're going to work on the pancreas. What happens is the pancreas gets all excited, produces too much insulin. The receptors in the brain get lazy, they can't see it, it produces more insulin. So what do the doctors do? Just inject you with more insulin on top of the insulin you don't need. So what we're doing is the pancreas and the receptors in the brain should start getting warm, tingly. The pancreas is in the center of your abdomen. Okay, Melchizedek beings are going in now. So you're going to feel movement in the pancreas. You're also going to feel movement in, like butterfly movement in the brain as they clear out these receptors and get it working, functioning properly. Right, we're going to detox. This is really cool. You're going to like this bit. So I'm holding, well, the Melchizedek beings are going to hold the Merkaba field you're in. They're going to switch toxins in space and time to a different dimension. So what does that feel like? Well, 10 seconds from now, you'll feel a cool breeze or a drawing sensation come out of your body. Okay, we're going to accelerate it. This only takes out heavy metals and toxins you don't need. It leaves the electrolytes alone. So we're going to accelerate it. The reason why we do it in 3 stages, if you do it too quickly, it upsets the autoimmune. So we're going to accelerate it. It will get stronger. The cool breeze or drawing. Okay, then it's going to plateau. Get to a level and sit there. Okay, we're going to make it stronger again. Now this will last for 24 hours, this detox. So it should be getting stronger again, the cool breeze or drawing. Then it should plateau again. Okay, and then it's going to get stronger again. Right, we'll do 2 things more. So anyone with tumors or anything like that, we're going to tachyonize them wherever it is in your body. If you've got like something in your brain or a tumor in your liver or anywhere, you're going to feel that electrostatic energy on it. It'll start getting stronger. It's going to turn into a mushy cyst bit by bit, but it takes more than 1 healing session to get rid of it. Right, Melchizedek beings are going in now, so you're going to feel movement there as well, tugging and pulling wherever you've got a tumor or cyst. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is discharge the whole lymphatic system. There's over 20,000 Arcturian angelic beings going to each one of you now on this call, so you're going to feel a massive movement. There is a result of this. Every single person, if your lymphatic is blocked, when you go to the toilet and the next day, it's going to smell like dead rat. It'll blow your socks off. So it's just important to realize, because if you smell it, you know that your lymphatic system is really clogged up. If it's just slightly adverse, then lymphatic system's not so clogged. So you should feel a massive movement. Okay, that's taking it a bit further. So we've put the bubble on conditional love. Don't forget, you know, now we've removed the entity, you need to keep saying that prayer of protection. And like I say, you can replace God with whoever you want. All it is, spirit, doesn't matter. Okay. So that's it. Does that feel good?
I would say yes.
That's not a whole healing session, because you know, whole healing sessions you really get into the individual. But you know, with a whole healing session in a group, I normally spend a whole hour and we go through absolutely everything. You know, so there's nothing that's not. I'm just giving you a sample of it.
It was a good example because I allowed part of it in, and I like the head buzz. It's better than tequila. I really enjoy that.
It's cheaper. The good thing about it is you don't get a hangover with God stuff. You know,
you don't get a hangover with good tequila. Jose Cuervo gives you that. So we, Christopher, we have a couple questions from the listening audience. Donna?
Yeah, you bet. So Mary wants to know, hips and knees, Christopher. So are there specific things that you can do for hips and knees?
Yeah, most hips and knees, what happens is you get calcification. So if you think about it, let me just stand up and show you. If you've got an enter in here hanging onto your shoulders, any meridian blockage, your meridian's not flowing because this entity's stuck here, and also your heart chakra's blocked. You're not getting meridian flow in your hips or down your knees. So what happens is you get calcification. How many times have I seen people like, left hip or right hip's got calcification, or your wrist has got calcification? You go to the doctor and they say, oh, it's old age. But hang on a minute, they're both the same age. And yeah, this one's got calcification and that one doesn't, so that doesn't wash with me. It's because, if you just get it on one side is imbalanced by maybe a snake bee or something's attached to you, something's blocking your meridian down the right hand or the left hand side, or sometimes both, So how do we get rid of that? Well, we've taken the anti out tonight. What we do is we get the Melchizedek beings, they break down the calcification. We also work in, obviously, on the kidneys. So they break down the calcification, it goes back to the lymphatic system and out to the kidneys and flushed out. It's important that you have to do an imbalance, because if you do it too quickly, you do get kidney stones, and it's only ever happened once. So, thank goodness. And we deal with thousands and thousands of people, so, and it just breaks down and gets rid of the calcification. If you have, like spurs, why do spurs happen? Why do people get growths on their feet or come out their hand? It's because lack of meridian flow. The bones need that energy. If they don't, then they start creating like weird growths and things,
Ooh.
So we can take care of that.
Nice, nice. So a lot of folks are commenting in that they're feeling warmth. Duffy is feeling warm. There's some, I think people are kind of buzzing out there. But Sherry wants to know, do you work on basal cell spots?
Yeah, we work on everything, yeah. What we do is work on them, we get the angelic beings to clear those out. So yeah, for sure. Or, depending on what they are, sometimes if they can tachyonize them and reduce them. So, we've got a whole suite of things we can do,
Fabulous. And then what about abundance?
This is the golden question. How many times have you go out there, and you see, one of the things I've heard all the time is, well, love and light, I'm of service, but I'm broke. And they always say, well, but everyone else is broke, but I'm super spiritual. But if you're broke, you're not in divine alignment. So it's really important. You've got to shift that energy. And so what happens is, if you've got even the smallest ounce of doubt, it's gone. One of the things I learned about the ministry, and let me give you some examples. We only buy things off really high vibrational companies. I won't have a low vibrational company. So for example, the guy around the corner created this banner. Yeah. Now I could get it off Vistaprint for $17. He charged me $70 for it. Do I care? No, it's a non-for-profit. It's all about feeding his family. I don't want to feed a corporate system. So if you have the right mindset, and we're writing a book on this about running a spiritual company, and looking at every aspect, it's like even the staff, they've got to be high vibrational. If you've got a crabby old grouch in the middle of your company, it's going to drop the vibration, and the crabby grouch is going to go out to your customers, and they'll think, oh my God, that company's a crabby old grouch.
Don't hire from corporate America.
Well, it took us a long time to find the girls that we've got in the office, and they're really, really good. Their intent is pure. They understand what we're doing. But it's so important, and shifting that mindset of abundance. It's actually, if you look at the secret, it kind of says, well, give the God realm, or the universe, or Yahweh, whoever you want to call it, give them 5 minutes of gratitude. So look, I'm grateful for this. Okay, I'm done now. I gave you 5 minutes. Right, I'm going to move on. It doesn't work like that. Gratitude and abundance is a way of life, and you should be grateful every second of every minute of every day. Like
also,
I say,
to further that point, a lot of people don't understand what abundance means to them. They
Absolutely.
instantly think it's, more cash in their bank account. But you made a very interesting statement, and I want you to clarify and expand on it. You said something to the effect of, if you're broke, you're not in divine something. Can you?
Divine alignment. What that means is that I think, you know, everyone's got that fire in their belly, and if you're going, you know, can I pick on Walmart, or is that okay? But if you go work for a corporation like IBM or Walmart or something, you know, and you hate your job, then get out of it, like right now, because, you know, that passion, you know, everyone's got a passion. You can probably tell I kind of really love this, you know, I love doing what I'm doing. And, you know, it's a way of life. You know, when I get a call at 10 o'clock, you know, at night saying my daughter's trying to commit suicide, it's happened a few times. I can either ignore that call or I can take it and fix their life, because I can fix it in an hour. So I come in the office, I fix that person. Or, you know, you phone them back next day and say, oh, is Betty there? Oh, sorry, she committed suicide in the night. You know, imagine how you'd feel if you had the ability to shift that round. So to me, it's a commitment. You know, if you're going to do something, and, you know, normally divine alignment is for people, it's helping people in some way, then you've got to be committed. You've got to, you know, it's a way of life. And I think also I learned very early on that there's got to be an energy exchange for it. I get people sometimes, well, Jesus never charged for healings. I said, yeah, but he got a free ride to the next town, he got free food, he got free lodging, he got this and that. You know, it's not about the cash, it's about the energy flow. You know, you've got to feel worthy. If you don't get the energy back, you won't feel worthy.
So for clarification on that statement, if you're broke, you're not talking about abundance. You're just talking about currency at that point. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about in every way. I mean, people say they tend to say I'm broke. I've got nowhere to live. I haven't got a car. I've got this and that. You know, but these are instruments in life. It's not necessarily about money. I mean, you know, if you're in a divine alignment, things come into your life. You know, I mean, I didn't have a car. Now I've got a Yukon thing. You know, we've got a ministry building. We've got stuff. You know, it's the instruments you need, I think, in your life to get out there and work. You know, it's not about the cash. It's about the instruments. You know?
Thanks for clarifying that, because I do agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone looks at cash. Oh, it's cash, cash, cash. And to be honest, I kind of understand it, because we're in a cash society at the moment. But you know, it can be. I mean, someone can turn up with a car and say, "Hey, here's a car. You know, I want you to use it because I love what you're doing." That's an instrument to help you to get out there. You know, but it's not cash. It's a tin thing with wheels on it. You know.
Well, people don't understand, and I've spent years explaining this over and over and over again, that it's a give and a take. Abundance is an energetic form that flows to you, and if there's no resistance, hence lower vibration, hence doubt or worry, it flows out and it just comes in and out of your life exactly when you need it. And a lot of people still don't understand that. And it's such a simple concept that once you've mastered it, the whole need and worry for, you know, things that just flow in your life, they're just provided for. I mean, it's mind-blowing.
Oh yeah, and you know, it disappears, and you just go, oh my god. You know, I get blown away by the stuff that turns up for us, and you know, you just allow it, and you feel very blessed by it. You know, it blows my socks off. You know.
So before we wrap up, can you give us an example of the most mind-blowing healing that you have administered and then witnessed, you know, the outcome of that healing on a person? Something that really kind of resonates and stands out with you above all the others.
Can I give you two? Would you mind?
You can give me three.
I'll give you two. Okay, so this is really interesting. The guy gets a tumor on the base of his penis, you know, between where it enters the body. And
did I mention this was a PG show?
Yeah, sorry, I'm being blunt. But can you imagine what a worse place to have a cancer tumor than on the base, you know, where your penis joins to your body, and on the right lymph node as well. So anyway, we started working on him, and I started working on him a week before he had chemo. And the thing was like plummeting, reducing. It was getting mushy. Anyway, he had a week of chemo, and he went back to the doctors. It was 94% gone. The doctor said to him, look, he said, I don't know what you're doing. But he said, this is not chemo that's getting rid of this. He said, whatever you're doing, for heaven's sake, don't change it. Keep going with whatever you're doing. I don't understand it, but carry on with it, because it's working. And so he stopped the chemo, and it's kind of gone. They've scanned his body. It's disappeared. Okay, so I had another lady. This was a year last Mother's Day. I just left the office, going to get Janelle some things, and I got a text, my daughter's trying to commit suicide. Oh, blimey. I said, okay. So I said, look, I can't do anything now. Can you not let her out your sight for 2 hours? Don't let her do anything or not. Yeah, no problem. So I ran to get some things, ran home, had some dinner, came back in the office about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I started working on this daughter, and the mother was there. And she's watching it, and she had a draconian attachment. They're the darkest thing. They cause all sorts of things like cancers and, you know, spasms, and took it out, cleared her body, got her all the chakra points rebalanced to a point where she was laughing her head off. She goes, oh my God. And next day I got a text off this lady. She said, you know what, this is the best Mother's Day present I've ever had. I've got my daughter back. And, you know, it kind of brought tears to my eyes, the fact that, you know, you can involve yourself with people's healing so profoundly that it can make that difference. And one thing I want to really labor as well is, I get so many people, oh, it's nothing to do with me, it's all God. But hang on a minute, you know, I always look at it, you know, I'm showing up 15 hours a day as a conductor of the God realm to do the healing. Now, you know, if you're doing inverse psychology, you know, that's almost like inverse ego. Oh, it's nothing to do with me, you know, and it is something to do with you. You know, you're showing up. You're the conductor. Without you, the healing will not happen. So again, gratitude, be grateful that you've been given these gifts, and, you know, and get on with them. Show up, get the t-shirt, you know, don't put them down. Oh, it's nothing to do with me, you know, because it is, you know, you're getting stuck in, you're getting involved, you know, get excited about it, you know, it's that's what you need to do, in my opinion, anyways.
Good stuff. So Christopher, we are at the top of the hour and our time is over. Can you please let the listening audience know how they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, sure. I've got to start telling you about that package as well, so if that's okay. So
absolutely.
Yes.
So yeah, you can get us on. Just email us, please, on ChristopherMacklinMinistries.com. You know, like you say, if you've got cancers, if you've got cystic fibrosis, you know, we've got rid of all this stuff. It's just a symptom. The cause is what you need to get rid of as well. You can get us on, you know, Christopher Macklin, MACKLIN Ministries.com. You can also call us on 417-334-6200. And that's the office. There's two girls who take our calls. I've got two girls who do the scheduling because we do get so busy. Now, we have a special offer for tonight. So what we're offering is we're offering a healing session, which is $80 value, a Merkaba pendant, which looks like this. It's quartz crystal. And what we do is program the blueprint to your DNA. It sits on the heart chakra. It feeds the heart chakra with good energy. So they really help. We sell hundreds of these. They really help. We also have 2 CDs in it as well. Clear Meditation CD. So that clears your body and it combs the meridians. And this one is a 21 heart chakra release. So it does 21 of those tighten and release and tight release. So we're doing all that, you know, I think it's normally $145. We're doing it for $100. So if you guys want it, if you email it, you know, and just put, you know, the MDM special, and we can then keep an eye on, you know, how many we've sold, which would be really good. And like I say, please give us a ring. The books are here, by the way. That's one of the books, Dissolving the Indigo Divine Healing. There's this one, Divine Transcendence. It's a bit bigger. The thing is about these books is, this one, right, it's a duality. If you buy it, you can either read about divine healing, or you can fold it in half and stick it under the door, and it acts as a doorstop. Now this one, because it's so thick, you don't need to fold it in half. Now the other thing, just very quickly, if I can tell you about the app, we have a prayer app. Oh gosh, where's it gone? It's disappeared. Right, we have a prayer app that normally comes up, but oh gosh, it's not. Hang on a sec. Where is it? Okay, I'll have to find it again. Where is it?
Can we go to the iTunes and get that, Christopher, or Google Play?
Yeah. You can go to iTunes and get it. What it does is it schedules the prayers. Don't forget that when you get your vibration high enough, entities and negative attachments can't attach to you. But when your vibration's precarious, it can. So this is an example. It's a prayer app, and what it does is you can schedule the prayers to play every 2 hours. So if you schedule them, so that's the schedule. You can do the prayer protection. Where is it? Protection prayer. And if you can see, you can set the start time, you can set the finish time, an hour every 2 hours, and it'll play it for you. And it's important to protect yourself whilst you're doing the healing. When your vibration's right up there, you'll be leaping out of bed in the morning going, oh my God, I feel incredible. That to me is healed, you know, nothing else will do. So.
Christopher, thank you very much for being on the MDM show, and good luck to you and your ministry moving forward.
Bless
awesome
you.
stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
And thanks, Donna. I hope you all enjoyed it. Bless your heart.
We did. Thank you, Donna. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.